Well, good morning. I'm Jim McGinnis. Rain still dropping on the roof of the porch after last night. I don't think that'll bother us too much. I have something for you. It's called The Grip. Hope you like it. Here it is. 6 notebooks were spread across the table. Sentences and paragraphs were scattered amongst them. But it had been 4 days since I added a single word to my work. Each day I would sit down to write, but what I had come to think of as natural, as breathing, had just come hard. And what was once a labor of love was now just labor. I sat in front of an antique Remington typewriter, staring over at the bookshelf. And there beside the fireplace were biographies of Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson, Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings, and Barry Goldwater. You could find Old Man in the Sea and Bob Dylan's Chronicles, and a book on Irish verse, of course. Frost, Twain, and Sandburg were there, along with Steinbeck's biography of Captain Henry Morgan. There were Grant's memoirs, Common Sense, Walden, and the Holy Bible. But mixed in with them, you could find Ted Williams' The Science of Hitting, a book on Earl Weaver's strategy, and a copy of Baseball's Greatest Moments. Alongside Churchill's History of the English-speaking peoples, Charlie Lau's Art of Hitting 300 would catch your eye, along with Boys of Summer and a collector's album of George Brett's stellar career. I got up and poured 2 fingers of Jameson into a glass. Maybe this'll help, I said to my dogs. Maybe it won't. I turned off the ball game in hopes that I could focus, but I was as tied to technology as the next fella. I checked my messages, and there was one from Jason Arnold, a friend and former student and ball player who had returned home to raise a family and give back to the community. Jason spent several years coaching and teaching high school English, and now he was following his faith. My friends say that I must see his kids play, and I can't wait. What follows is a little piece of electronic correspondence between us. Jason, Ted Williams must have been a real prick not to win the MVP in 1942. Stats aren't even close. Me, kiss no asses. Jason, he scored 52 more runs than Joe Gordon. And did you know Gordon led the league in strikeouts, errors, and grounded to double plays? Me, media bias. 41, he hit 406, and 47, Triple Crown again. No MVP. Jason, yeah, at least DiMaggio had the streak in 41, but still, wow. Ted had 162 walks in 47 and still won the Triple Crown. Jason is an old soul. A few weeks before, he had sent me a list of the many reasons he loved baseball. It was a visceral description filled with sights, sounds, and smells of the game. Jason was yet another former student who had schooled me. He had given up pro ball and then traveled down the ladder of coaching until he found the right balance between his love for the game and his love for family and community. His story has humbled and inspired his old coaches and teachers. Let me tell you, I would sometimes sit in the bleachers just admiring his work with the kids and the game. His text message made me smile. Here's a little more. Jason, how about this? In 1947, 3 Yankees got more first place votes than the Triple Crown winning Ted Williams. Me, Boston Press slayed him. He'd skip a banquet to visit a sick kid, and they'd rip the guy. He never bothered explaining it, and it boiled up inside him. Ever hear about the time he flipped off the whole stadium? Jason: ha! I remember you telling me he called himself Ted Effin Williams. Me, I guess a 5-year combat veteran can do what he wants. Jason: yeah, especially when that 5-year combat veteran is the greatest hitter that ever lived. Me: amen. Did I ever tell you how John Wayne patterned his cowboy characters after Ted? Jason: never heard that one. The game connects us. Although generations apart, it does that, you know. There was a time when the only language of love between me and my dad was baseball. I can't remember when the game didn't have a grip on me. As far as playing goes, I had no special claim to fame, let me tell you. I was a pretty good center fielder. I could go get the ball in the gap. But my bragging rights rested upon my love for the game. My wife has called it an obsession. And maybe she was right. I don't know. But I believe it to be a blessing. It was something I was touched by, something I am reluctant to try to explain, yet I find myself doing exactly that. Once you have it, or it has you, there's no letting it go. It never leaves you. Some become coaches. Some just have to keep playing until they can't do it anymore. Whether it's the summer leagues or slow pitch softball, they keep scratching the itch. Oh, some stop and move on, but the game still calls them. If you look closely, their passion is revealed. Maybe the guy is helping with his kid's t-ball team, and he'll pick up a bat and he'll stare at it just a second too long. He'll retrieve a foul ball and rub it up or spin it before he throws it back. The game just casts a spell, you know. It makes old men still walk with a swagger, unapologetically. We seem to carry around a serene belief that somehow we can lay down a bunt or backhand a ball in the hole and throw the runner out. When I pick up a bat, it fits in my hand just as it did decades ago. Even the smells are there, conjuring up something sacred, like the ashes, the incense, and the holy water. Jim Bowden had it right. You spend a good piece of your life gripping a baseball, and in the end, it turns out that it was the other way around the whole time. I went back and leafed through my writing notes of Jefferson and Lincoln, and then I put them away. And I sat down in the recliner and I turned the ball game back on. Thanks, Jay. Fair winds.